You all right, guys? Welcome to this week's pod. I might as well get straight into it. North London derby, firecracker or flop?
No, somewhere in between.
The only reason I asked that is
because
because Gary Neville coming up and saying it was a brilliant game. I didn't think it was amazing. I thought the first half was dire. I know you lot were 3-0 up, but genuinely,
I'd agree. I think Tottenham in the first half actually looked like they were up for the game. And then second half, it was Arsenal's, to be honest. I think they kind of came into it towards...
I thought Spurs were better in the first half and yet didn't score a goal, and then weren't as good second half but got goals.
Yeah, I don't really understand how it worked, because I agree. I think first half, I would say arguably the first 25 minutes was Spurs. And then, the second half, I would say it was all Arsenal all over him, only until it was the last, 10, 15 minutes?
They invited the pressure, really, didn't they? They invited that pressure really with Merton, with Raya's chip. And it's just muggy, that chip.
I still think he was caught in two minds. So if you look at it, it's like he tries to pull out from doing it, but his body's already doing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It was weird. You're already winning. Why are you fucking about at the back? You know what I mean? It don't really make sense. If it was me, I would have preferred you to go in for the kill. If I'm honest.
Yeah, I'd agree with that
too.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think the Arsenal goals were soft from a Spurs perspective, but you have to give hats off to Arsenal because they were so clinical.
Yeah, finish the chances. They just took them to task, didn't they? Every single time they got a chance, they made sure it counted.
What are we saying about the offside goal? We're just saying offside's offside and deal with it.
Pretty much, I think. It's very unlucky.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those. It's a no-brainer, isn't it? It's offside. VAR's found it offside. When we get the automated VAR next season, we're just going to have to deal with these decisions anyway. We're not going to get shown the lines. We're not going to get anything. It's just going to go yes or no. So I think we've just got to basically accept it now. It's been proven to be offside and move on.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. I'm very much... Funny enough, actually, I saw something the other day. It was quite interesting, actually, saying that they should kind of follow like cricket and I think rugby in the sense that if something takes a bit too long, they just stay with the on-field decision rather than always trying to find that pixel by pixel. I know in cricket it's a thing that half the ball I think needs to be hitting the wicket. I can't remember what the rule's called. It's called umpire something. Basically, it's just basically saying if we can't tell with a relative degree of certainty, we stay with the on-field decision because the technology might be wrong. And I don't think they do that in football enough, actually. But I am also a believer that offside's offside. So it's I don't really think there's too much to talk about, really, is there? In the game.
The only thing that I was a bit miffed with was the what was it, 72 minutes or something for him to dish out a card.
Yeah.
There was a couple of challenges.
You do like a yellow card, though, Ben, to be fair.
I do, but I think when it needs to be dished out, that's what it's there for, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, the ref was just too... I hate this term where it's like, they're too scared to ruin the tie. That's not a thing for me. The player can ruin the tie if he fucks up and goes through someone. But I don't know, he just looks scared to dish out a yellow, mate. I don't know. I know it's a derby and I know it's going to be a lot more physical. There's going to be a lot more in it. But you're the ref at the end of the day. You shouldn't be afraid to go to the book, you know what I mean?
The thing is, though, as soon as he dished out one, he dished out 2, 3, 4, in quick succession. So why is he not doing that throughout the whole game? Like
you want a card.
I did have a horse in the race, and I still think some of the stuff that we did warrant a yellow, and I do think some of the challenges that Spurs did warrant a yellow. It didn't get it, and then but this is where the problem becomes: is you'll get the soft. It'll be a yellow because he's already given one that's similar. Like
just to go on the big decisions. Was that Kulusevski penalty shout a penalty or not a penalty to you guys?
So
go on.
Who, me?
Yeah, go on.
So he accidentally clips the heel, so there is contact that goes onto Kulusevski's other heel. My issue with it is he's took about 3-4 steps and then decided to go down.
Yeah.
If he goes down straight away, it is a penalty. But he didn't. So it comes down to this. If you don't go down, you don't get it.
I was going to throw this back because obviously I mentioned it during the game, but I don't see. I can't be one or the other. I think it's a pen, and the reason why I think it's a pen is exactly what you said. If he goes over, it is a pen. We're telling we go on this pod week in week out and going, can players stay on their feet? Can players stay on their feet? He stayed on his feet and got punished for it.
It's the same every week.
Yeah, I think we're trying to get diving out of football, but every year the refs say that they're gonna be more lenient with contact and that they're gonna look to improve the decision making. And I think each time we've been disappointed, been let down every time.
I will just say I don't personally think it's a pen. When I mean that is, and I'm going off the guise of this season of what a ref would give, is I don't think it's a pen. I think it's very little contact. But what my point is, it's like us against like Anthony Gordon and stuff like that. Some of the little touches now that you get given as penalties, I think it's a pen. I don't know. There's no grey area really with that for me. I don't know why Michael Oliver hasn't called it.
It comes to the whole thing we've said from the very first episode to the very last one that we're doing right now. With if it's given, it's not overturned.
No, I don't think so.
And that's what you saw here. Like it wasn't given, so they couldn't overturn what was on the pitch.
Yeah,
he's our best ref apparently in England.
Awful,
I can tell.
Absolute awful. The Rice penalty where he basically punted Davies in the balls, like
right in the goalies.
But he was standing looking at it, and he knows VAR is going to come in and have a decision, so he just kind of gone, nah.
I'll try and get a video, a picture of how close he was. Genuinely, if you've not seen it, go and watch it. He was literally 5 yards away. You can see him staring at the ball.
Yeah. It's mental. I genuinely, if he's meant to be our best ref, we are screwed because he can't even call a pen when a boy's been punted in the nads. Like, how?
You know what the past month or so we've had one where Ashley Young last week with Everton whoever they were playing last week. VM, I think it was Forest. You had one with West Ham. That the boys kicked through, but the boys went in front. The thing with this one is he's not near the ball. I don't know what he's trying to kick. I mean, he was near balls, but he wasn't near the ball. He needed to fucking be.
It's what I said to you. I don't think he was.
I don't understand.
Go on.
No. What I was going to say is the past couple of weeks, as I thought they weren't a foul, but I have to agree with this one. It is a foul because he's nowhere near the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand it. I don't know how the. Well, I mean that's brilliant actually. Yeah, you pretty much brought up three penalties at the exact. Well, sorry, three penalty incidents at the exact same. Two of them were given, one wasn't.
Yeah.
Where's the consistency?
I think it comes to it. They're not identical, but the player comes on Rice's kind of blind side. He doesn't notice him, but he has enough time to notice the player there. Is the thing, and I don't understand why he's just thought, Ken, what?
Take the balls off him.
We've not had enough. We've not had enough hostility. Let's absolutely punt him in the balls.
You don't want any kids. Bang. Like, it was, it was rough. I felt for the boy because I'm seeing it and you're like, ooh.
Who was it? Was it Ben? It wasn't Ben Davies.
Ben Davies. Yeah.
Ah, well, he's a prick anyway, so he's...
I don't think I'd like a tan at full pelt right to the nads. I think I'd,
Not a nice challenge.
No, not nice at all. I can imagine he's sitting at home. He's sitting on an ice pack. Like,
he's got the garden peas.
Yeah, he's just like, oh.
I think 2-3 is a fair result.
Yeah. I thought we took our chances very well when they came. I think Spurs didn't, but then they took the ones that were gifted to them. If I'm being honest,
It was
I think
unusual.
I think with 3-0 up, we should have just killed the game off. And I don't want to not give Spurs any sort of credit, but I feel they only kind of got back into the game when we started to take our foot off their necks a bit.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think the atmosphere got a bit. I think the atmosphere got a bit jarred, and then Raya
Got
caused an
flat.
issue that didn't need to cause at all.
Yeah, you don't concede that silly goal. I see you sealing them off throughout the game.
I see them getting chances, but I don't see them getting the
Concrete
chances they got. Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally thought, as I said to you, I saw the third goal coming once the second one went in, but it didn't happen. Arsenal were very clever.
Yeah, I can't find any fault with Arsenal, to be honest with that.
It's one of those games, North London derby, it's always sticky, but it came up to the right conclusion, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go into it. The West Ham game. I don't particularly want to cover it, but we'll cover it because West Ham and that. 2-2 Liverpool overall. I think we were very lucky to get 2-2. Completely honest with you, I don't know if Ben agrees with that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think we were lucky to get the 2-2. I think towards the second half, I was worried that we were just going to start hemorrhaging goals. If at the beginning of the game you told me that I could just play no minutes and get a concrete draw, yeah, I'd have taken it because
I think
I expected after Goodison.
It had that feel of a game that no one had anything to play for. I think.
Yeah. I thought after Goodison, I thought they were going to give it to us rough. I thought we were going to concede and it would be like 3-4 nil. I did maybe slip one back, but I didn't expect a draw. I'm happy with the result, but yeah, I agree with you. We're lucky.
Yeah, there's not many, kind of things to bring up really. I mean, we had a week's rest and literally done nothing against them. I don't think we laid a glove on them really. The two goals kind of came against the run of play. I thought. I'm not trying to just slag him off because he's on his way out. I hope he ain't there in the summer. I think I've made that very clear on this podcast. He's having a laugh with Klopp. I hope they're fucking organising summer trips together when they're both out of a job because I can't deal with him. That Liverpool team's so shaky at the minute, and you didn't go for him.
No.
I'm not expecting you to outplay him, but I mean, Salah didn't start. If you told a Liverpool fan before Saturday Salah's not starting, I think they would have turned around and went, well, why?
Yeah,
West Ham shit goals.
Yeah.
So I want this is one of the topics I wanted to kind of bring up later, but I'll mention it now. I think there's trouble in paradise behind the scenes in Liverpool. I think there's an issue between Salah and Klopp. You've seen it on the touchline, they're both arguing. There's been a video come out today with Salah in the background where the media is going, if I speak today, it'll be fire, is what he said when he was walking. So I'm not too sure what's happening there. Right?
I think it's just genuine frustration, isn't it? It's got to be really frustrating that I said it's to Ben. He's been there. How long has he been there? 6 years, 7 years. He's got one Prem. When these Arsenal players say in half a decade, turn around and say 2030, turn around and you've maybe not even won a Prem. I don't know, maybe won one. I don't know. You could have turned around and go, how have we managed that? We've got 80 plus points, 3-4 years in a row. It's this how good this City team is, and it must be fucking frustrating because I mean they've literally lost the league. So they've lost being in part of the title race or the running by 2 results. You might lose the league due to a draw at the Etihad and a loss against Villa. That's mad.
It's very mad, but.
I don't blame Salah for being annoyed. I don't know why he was dropped, to be honest with you. I think that's an odd choice.
I don't blame him, but I don't.
At the end of the day, he's the coach. He's the manager. Like he's not played you for a reason. And I think for me, it's very much like when you see players having a pop at them, and I always think the players get the better end of the stick. They always get backed, and it reminds me very much like like the Kepa sort of thing. Oh, I'm not coming off sort of job. and he's ruined that manager's career because now no one believes he can instill discipline.
I think as well. I think everyone knows Salah's gone in the summer, right? Like,
I think he's gone. I don't see him staying because, well, do we even know he's stepping into the job yet?
apparently
Because at the
aren't
moment,
apparently aren't
so
sorry. I mean, it's not been confirmed though. It's not been confirmed by the club, but I mean, the manager said
Romano broke it. It's happening. Fabrizio Romano broke it. Here we go.
Oh, did he?
Confirmed.
I didn't see that. I was going to say I know he wants to go. I know Liverpool are looking at him, but I didn't know there was an actual official thing.
It's either the contract's been sent over or the contract's been agreed and signed. I can't remember what I read.
Just a bit of West Ham news as well. Apparently, that Sporting Lisbon boy is our first topic and the first target apparently. And with Liverpool wanting him, I think he might come to us.
Actually, that was one thing that did do me in with our game.
There you
He's Crouchy at the beginning. Be careful what you wish for. I swear, if I hear that again, someone's getting punched. It's a stupid. What do you mean? Be careful what you wish for. Villa went out and got Emery. Palace have gone out and got the Eintracht Frankfurt manager. Are you telling me we're not as good as them?
Yeah. Villa, Newcastle, Brighton, Wolves, Bournemouth, all of them have got new managers in the last 2 years, and all of them it has worked.
And yet we're meant to stick with Moyes because apparently we should just be happy with what we've got because, you're just West Ham. You're not going to do anything anyway.
What's that? Adam McCoy's first half, he went, it's pretty quiet in the London Stadium today. We ain't got the ball, mate. We're just sitting there.
Yeah.
What do you expect us to do? You're in the business. I wanted to bring this up as well, right? You're in the business end of the season. I get that. We always have nothing to play for, but in the core value of it, football is entertainment.
Yeah, sports entertainment.
You don't get entertainment by sitting back in a low block. What, going for a draw? Draw doesn't help us.
Yeah, no.
Draw didn't particularly help Liverpool, to be honest with you.
No. No, I agree with you. I think they're sitting. Oh, London Stadium's quiet. What have we got to cheer for?
Yeah.
We might not have Europe next year, right? We would
probably. Oh, right. We will not be in Europe next year. No.
We might finish the top half of the table, maybe, depending on how these next couple of games go. And you're just kind of going, oh, you should be happy. For what?
No, you saw it, though. You saw the same.
He won the trophy, right?
The season's done.
Yeah.
Season was done when we lost against Leverkusen.
Yeah. Because that was, to be honest, for me, the loss against Leverkusen, especially the second leg, it looked like the last bit of fight that we had in us this season.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That's actually a very good point. That's how we played. We played like we put everything into the Leverkusen game. We just have nothing now. By the way, I thought Bonner was okay. Just want to put that out there against Liverpool. I thought he was all right.
I thought Antonio was good, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think he was a bit slow start up, but he started causing problems.
Kettle was extremely quiet, but I think he's already got his Man City kit on, to be fair, in the summer. Which I don't blame him for, by the way. I don't blame him for that.
I think I wanted to mention this, and I mentioned it to you, Jay. I think when Bowen's goal went in, there was nothing positive said about the goal. It was all negative towards the Liverpool. The ball shouldn't be put in, like the defender should be getting there first. It was Liverpool's mistakes. It wasn't the fact that Bowen was in the position, knocked it in. Because what height's Bowen, like 5'10", 5'11"?
Yeah,
he's not like that. He's not tall,
5'10",
and he's managed to beat like Van Dijk, Konsa, all these boys to a header. Like, you need to give the boy props, and he got absolutely none for not even 2 minutes after it. It was like 10 minutes, and it was how shit the situation was for Liverpool. Not good goal.
Yeah, but we're a team that's criminal for not getting praise, mate. Because, and in all honesty, us as fans, we get stupid amount. I'm not getting my violin out and playing a victim, but fans-wise, we get a stupid amount of stick and all.
No, I think we get that. I think we get that because we're vocal. We're vocal what we do. Look at Palace. Palace are the exact same. They were vocal at the Emirates. Got slagged off for it. Oh, look, now they've changed their manager. They're doing better. Who would have thought that? It's almost like the fans that go there every week know their club better than the journalists that never watch them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna start every single week calling out Moyes. I think he's gone anyway. To be honest, I think he's gone because he doesn't want to be there as well. I think he does think he'll get a bigger job than West Ham, and I don't see where that's coming personally.
Abroad, It's not in the Prem, it's abroad.
Yeah, it's
No,
not. It's
I
not
think
in
you're right.
England.
I think it will be abroad. I
I
see him
don't
doing
know.
all right in Germany.
It'll be bigger than West Ham. I don't know if it'll be bigger than West Ham. I just think he'll be abroad.
I
I
think he
don't
could
see
do
him in the
Germany.
Prem again.
He could do Germany, I think.
Who?
The-
Werder Bremen.
I don't know. No, I don't know. What I meant was that it's a slower game, isn't it? He likes a
I
slow
think he
game.
could do
He
Italy
likes.
as well. To be fair,
Hmm?
he could probably do Italy as well. To be fair,
Yeah, but they're actually good at defending. Is the problem?
yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm not going to call that cart out every week. Let him. He's one saying with us, Jimmy. If ever someone coined it brilliantly, TNT Sport actually highlighted a tweet that one of the West Ham fans tweeted into him and said, "To be fair, in all best scenario, he should have left in. He should have left in the June that he won the
Yeah.
cup. Would have been a fairy tale
Yeah.
ending. Give him the send off that he requires. Do the lap of honour around East London the day after. See you later. Thank you for your memories. This season, we've been good till maybe November. We've had a couple of last hurrahs against Arsenal and Spurs." And then in December, and then we've not really turned up since January. We got fucking beat off Bristol City. We've had four wins, I think, this calendar year. It's just not been good enough. It's just fizzled out.
Yeah.
And he doesn't
Yeah.
look up for it anyway. I don't know if you see his interviews now. He doesn't look up for it.
No, it's frustrating me, to be honest, because when you look at him now, he seems to just have a pop at us or blame someone else. And I think the problem is I think he's lost his head. I think he's done. Like you said, yeah, we've probably had a pop at him every week since January, but I'm also past it, mate. Like at the end of the day, just like I agree with that tweet. Just leave. Why didn't
Yeah.
you should have binned it. Just gone to whatever club or whatever big job you think you're going to get next. All right, but take the win. You've done your job. You've won us our first trophy in 43
Mate, he'll
years. I
go
think
down
it
in the
was.
history books next to John Lyall, and that's fine. He can do that. But my point is, just go. You've done
There's
yourself
always
out.
a time to leave.
We're at the last game against Luton in a couple of weeks, and to be honest with you, he'll probably do a lap of honour around London Stadium, and I would clap him because he's won us a trophy. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just go. Done.
As much as he's frustrating me, you can't take away what he's done, and he's won us a trophy. Mate, I never expected to see West Ham do well in Europe at
No.
all. So the fact that he's given us that is class. But there is a time to walk away, and it's nah. He's done.
I'm not comparing Moyes to Ferguson or Wenger, but Ferguson knew it was time to leave. He left. Wenger knew it was time to leave. Didn't want to leave, but was forced to leave in the end. And if you listen to him now, he knew it was time to leave. He's got no grudges against the fans or anything. But I think with Moyes, it's time to go. But I don't think he's going to be looking back on it thinking, "No, what, the fans are right." He's going to be so stubborn and go.
Of course he is.
Nah,
I genuinely think he has an ego. I think he has an ego.
Yeah.
A very big ego.
Yeah.
He always. It was what was it? It was the Palace game. Came out playing the players, and then like 3 weeks before that, he came out and had a pop at the fans because I'm the manager that wins stuff. And you just sit there and you're like, look, stop having a go. Just accept it's an opinion, right? You don't have to respond to it with sarcasm. But yeah, I agree. I think he's got some sort of he's got like this ego entitlement that, well, actually, I win stuff. I'm a class manager.
Yeah, but I think if you look at it, if you look at the games that he's managed, don't get me wrong, he's managed a lot of games. I wouldn't even try to deny that he has. I think because he's in the same game managed under like the Arsene Wenger and the Alex Ferguson's, he thinks he's there, and he's just not. He's just not. I mean, Arsene Wenger won what 4 Prems and untold amount of FA Cups.
Yeah,
fucking Alex Ferguson won 13 Premier Leagues. They aren't on the same level.
Not even close. There's not even a.
I think he thinks that because of the games, the experience. I think he just thinks, oh well, I'm the same, so treat me with respect.
Nah, you're not. No. Just not.
I agree with what you said the other day, though. I think as a coach, he would be unbelievable.
I think he would be. Yeah.
I think as a manager, I just think he hasn't got the tactics in him anymore. He doesn't. He's not adaptable enough for modern football.
The person I would compare Moyes to is McLaren. Is that his name?
McLaren. Yeah.
He wasn't mediocre as a manager. He was never brilliant, but he was never shit. But then he went into a coaching job, and he's class at it.
One of the best in the world, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's who I would compare him to. if Moisey can actually do the coaching side of it.
I think Moyes, yeah, I just think like Rafa Benitez, right? He got found out, his tactics weren't working, and he's just fallen off. And I think Moyes is kind of getting the same way. He's got no adaptability, and well, like you said, Joe, I'd be quite happy if we could bring a stat out to find out what minute of every game or what minute on average he makes a sub, because he doesn't change a lot. Like no, but I don't agree with this. Like, look at Klopp, the amount of injuries he's had. He's brought in youngsters, and it's worked because he's adapted them new players into his system. Moyes seems to have like a set starting 11, and then after that, he just doesn't know what happens.
He's always been like that. He said he likes working with a really small squad, and he doesn't like changing a lot. But the problem is with that,
it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, like you need different ideas at times because
there's so much adaptability.
There's so much footage to watch at West Ham, and it's all the same. If you look at the last 2 years, we play the same way we played 2 years ago. There's not much difference. The only difference is Paqueta's a bit narrower on the left, and Emerson does an overlapping run. That is pretty much it. Kudus looks fed up, by the way, as well. I can see him fucking probably trying to wheel his way out in the summer if we don't get a better manager in. It's the end of the season for us. I don't know what you think, Ben, but I'm looking forward to the playoffs and things like that now. It's the best part. It's the best part of the season when you see all the neutral teams.
I've been paying a lot more attention to Championship the last week or two, just because it is getting more interesting down there. I do think it is the end of our season. I don't think we've got much to look forward to. We've got Chelsea, Luton, and City.
Yep.
The Chelsea game, the problem with that is that it's a flip of the coin of what Chelsea turns up. So could we get some luck there?
If Cole Palmer's there, I honestly, that is what it depends on. If Cole Palmer's playing or not.
Pretty much.
That's wild. So that team relies on like a 20-year-old to perform, don't it?
I'll love them at City.
Yeah, when they've spent the money they've spent, and the Man City youth player is dragging their team forwards.
I tell you what, if they ever, I was going to say this actually. I don't know if anyone's too clued up on Lisbon's manager. I don't know. I'm not.
No, not really.
I'm not.
Stuttgart apparently we're going for their manager because he's apparently in good form. Lille. Mourinho's on the shortlist, but Lisbon's the first one. Do you know what? He's young. I've looked at the stats this year for Lisbon, and they look attacking, really attacking. But I think you have to take a pinch of salt because it's Portuguese league. But I think we have the team. Ali McCoy said, literally, West Ham are front heavy. We are so top heavy. Our back line is so aged and so shit. But our front, going forward from midfielder onwards, it's brilliant. And you just need a manager that actually utilises that rather than just playing the dinosaur football.
Well, it's like I feel sorry for Moyes got rid of Scamacca. Keeps throwing Flynn Downs out on loan. Maxwell Cornet's a bench warmer when he shouldn't be. Like I agree. I think we need a young manager that's actually going to use some of these players rather than scare them off.
Yeah,
look at Scamacca for Atalanta.
Yeah, I said this last week. Give him a 4 or 5 year deal, let him have a project on it, and just see where we can go, mate. If we finish below 10th next year, but it looks like we're actually playing away, like Spurs are playing away, playing football, I'm right with that. Let's go from there. But yeah, no, that's pretty much West Ham done. It's nothing about the game because it's not been over. The game wasn't the best.
No.
As I said, it was very much one of those. Both the teams are done. The only thing I will say actually as well is Peter Crouch reckoned that we were terrible first half. And then the second half weren't much better, but then about 5 minutes later, he reckons that was a good result for us and good play for us. I don't really know where he's going with that, but that's fine.
It's almost like he just pities us, and I really don't like it. I think we get that quite a bit. You got to draw. Go on then. He's just well done, West Ham. You're like, mate. Yeah, a draw is a good result. I'm happy with that. I'm just happy we didn't get absolutely tranced. But don't act like we're bloody Plymouth Argyle or something playing Real Madrid. You know what I mean?
It's a typical thing, though, isn't it? It's like Villa when they went to the Emirates, they probably would have took a draw, right? They just would. But on the day, Arsenal weren't up for it. So then you have to beat a team that aren't up for it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And and you can't turn around after the game and go, "That's a good result," because on the day Arsenal weren't up for it. So you have to beat them. Then, in my opinion, there's no
I agree.
yard given there. And Liverpool weren't up for it. They were just not up for it. and we sat back and let them have one of the easiest days in the office. I think Van Dijk was probably sitting there for about 8 minutes with his fucking deck chair and a cup of tea.
Yeah.
But yeah, farewell Klopp, I guess, and hopefully Moyes.
Yeah.
Anything else, boys?
So this leads on to kind of what I was wanting to mention Salah before. Obviously, Klopp's leaving, and it seems like the wheels are falling off slowly but fucking fast. Well, not slowly, but they're falling off. What players leave with Klopp in the summer?
I think there's going to be a couple big names go when Klopp goes, because I think the problem is the manager that steps in. I don't think I think it would take him a year or two to actually start get going. I think Salah's gone. I think he's done.
Salah's
Yeah.
gone, yeah. So they're going to need a big fee for Salah and let him go. He wants to earn his
But
money, which is fair.
I think Van Dijk might go with him.
I don't think so. I'm not convinced, unless they get big money for him.
Because he's probably the best centre back in the world right now. So really, someone I reckon will come in for him. Which I think if both Salah and Van Dijk, that causes two massive holes in that starting 11.
If you're on about the summer, I see Robbo going. If you're on about first team, I see Robbo going. You'll probably find that I do think Salah goes. I think probably Núñez goes as well. I think that's a failed experiment. I don't think Liverpool wanted to put up with him anymore. I like him, but he's not the clinical merchant you need. I think the problem is you're seeing what Haaland's doing, and you've got Jota. I think when he's fit, he's just better clinically in front of goal. I like Núñez on the wing, but they don't want to play him on the wing, which is fair enough. I think Gakpo's probably gone as well. I think you're right. I think there will be a couple of big names. I don't think Van Dijk for some reason. I think Van Dijk, Trent, Szoboszlai, all of them will stay. I don't see that changing.
So I see Trent going. I see Trent going to Madrid.
Oh, all right. You think they can buy him and Mbappe in the summer in a one-er?
I think Mbappe's on a free, so they won't be paying an awful lot. I think Mbappe's a free. I think Trent, I don't know. There's something about it. I feel his time at Liverpool's coming to an end. He's done everything he wants to. And not that his attitude's changed, because his attitude hasn't. I just feel him, as a player, he isn't invested, because he's won the Prem, he's won FA Cups, he's won the Capital. Well, it's not Capital, it's a Carabao Cup now. He's won the Champions League. He's done everything he's wanted to. You may as well go to Real Madrid and earn your big bucks before.
I think you do well at Real Madrid as well.
Too old.
I think you do well at Real Madrid.
They need a right back. They need one.
Yeah, I think it'd be good there. Yeah, no, I agree. I think there will be an exodus at Liverpool. I think it's a rebuilding job, very much so. I don't think he's not going to come in and challenge the title. I don't think next year. I could be completely wrong with that, by the way, but I don't think he'll challenge the title next year. I think he'll still be sitting Arsenal.
For me, yeah, I agree. I think it will still be sitting Arsenal unless, I don't know, they make some absolute. It's not Liverpool's way to spend a lot of money, though, is it? They just
spend it well. Usually, they don't spend a lot. They spend it well.
Unless the new manager's going to come in and get a couple names straight away, I agree. I think there'll be a lot of players that look to leave, because Klopp's not announced if he's going to another job yet.
No,
I think he's just taken.
Yeah, he's taken time off.
I don't know.
I personally think if you look at the landscape of managers for next year, Klopp's taken a year off. I think he'll be the next Barcelona manager after Xavi. I then think Ancelotti will probably go at the end of next year as well, and I think Xabi Alonso will probably jump in there.
Oh, Ancelotti signed a new contract.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. I was going to say, I think
he's there for the next, I want to say 2026, 27, I want to say.
Theory's done. Then I thought Klopp over at Barcelona, Xabi Alonso at Real Madrid. I don't know.
They're on about Pep going back to Barca.
Yeah, but you'd want that.
No, I'm on about the fucking rumblings. Apparently, Pep. I know Xavi said months ago that he's at the end of the season he's going, but then a couple of days ago he's signed a new contract.
Yeah,
he's staying at Barca. So I don't know, but I mean, if Pep becomes available, I think he'd be fucking stupid not to take him back.
Yeah, but where does he go now? Because he's kind of done everything.
Let's go Italy.
Yeah, for me, you just got to complete Italy. Maybe do France. I don't know whether you bother with. Like, it sounds horrible, right? And I don't care about the hate that I'll get for this. It's a farmers' league. It's just there's like 2 teams in it. No. But Italy, I agree. But again, Inter have they not won the Italian league by like 13 points?
Yeah,
Inter pissed it. Absolutely pissed it.
Yeah, they've absolutely trounced the league. So I don't know. He has to go to AC, I would think.
Yeah, or Napoli or someone like that.
I said Napoli.
I don't see him leaving City. I think he'll.
For some reason, I can see Guardiola at Roma. I can't tell you why.
Yeah, they've got De Rossi at the moment, though, haven't they?
Is it De Rossi or is it Totti?
Nah, it's De Rossi that's the manager at the moment, I think.
Is it?
I don't know where Roma finished this year, but yeah, I think Klopp and Pep have got difficult choices next because after they've both done two of the biggest jobs in England, and Pep's done so many big jobs in Europe, and obviously Klopp was at Dortmund money, so I don't know where he goes next. After his year out, I'll be interested to find out where he's planning.
I think he goes Spain. I genuinely think he goes Spain. I think he has Barcelona written all over him, personally.
Yeah.
I don't think. I genuinely think that's how they've only kept him one more year, Xavi. I think they've asked him to stay one more year to get in line for Klopp. And he will do well at Barcelona because La Liga is just crying out for someone that plays Klopp's way of playing football, I think.
Yeah.
Go on, Ben, what did you want to bring up, son?
Corners. Do you know what, right? It's actually, and it's not having to dig out Ben White specifically. I might not like the boy, but it's not actually specifically. But we used to do it where you stand around the keeper, right? And then the ball comes in, right, half the time we're going, fine. We now get penalised for it every bloody time we do it. Antonio sniffs at the keeper and it gets stopped and retaken. Ben White, he's nigh on giving the keeper a suplex, and the ref doesn't even clock it. Why?
Yeah.
And he's not the only one that does it. Newcastle are really bad for doing it as well.
I will put it out there.
So why?
I will put it out there. I think because I agree with you. I think Ben White didn't cause one of the goals today. I think he was part of one of the goals today where he pushed Vicario a slight tad. I think Vicario still needs to save that, by the way, or at least get a hand on it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's Ben White's fault. When I mean that, as in it isn't the player's job to tell the refs what they're going to do to get an edge. It's the managers and the assistants and the coaches and owners and shareholders to start going to the PGMOL and going, can we have a look at this, please? My argument is like me and Gav watched the City game afterwards. City scored from a corner. No one was on the keeper.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I
can
just
score from a
I
corner.
think if you're gonna penalise some or penalise more physical teams for doing it, but then the lighter touch teams, when they then go and block out the keeper and you just kind of let it go. And I know keepers are very protected, right? I get that. But I just feel like there needs to be consistency for it. And I agree that it should probably be down to the managers to turn around and go, look, my keeper's been pushed so he's can't even get towards the ball. But I don't know. I feel like it needs flagged. I think either it's confirmed that it's a tactic, that's fine. But then I don't think you can penalise any team for it then. Or if it's going to be confirmed as, right, you can't crowd the keeper, then that's fine. Or you can't be on the keeper, should I say. Then everyone needs penalised for it. It just needs to stop.
Because Ben was clever today, though. He was clever. Because before Saka's even running up, he's on the keeper. Saka starts running up and he just leaves Vicario alone. He just wanders away.
Ben White's smarter about it than a lot of other teams, is because a lot of other teams, they get quite handsy with the keeper. Ben White just stands there. And because he draws no attention to himself. And then literally, like you said, as they take the run up, that's when he starts to get in the keeper's face. But the ref's already focused on the ball at that point. so no one's actually paying attention.
I think as West Ham fans, we probably need to look a bit on ourselves and self-reflect, because I think we probably actually started it with
Yeah.
Suchek and Antonio, and we did. Mark my words about that. I think about 3 seasons ago we started doing that. Moyes' first season we started doing well. I think we got the most corner goals in the season in the Prem, literally, because we just crowded out keepers. And then, but we are now found out with it. We aren't allowed to do that at all. I get what Ben's saying. Ben White gets away with it criminally, but he is so clever the way he does it.
Yeah, I'll give him his dues. He does it well. I think it's more for me. It's the consistency. I think you either
it
give
goes
him all
to
or
the
don't.
referees as well. It's
Again.
all consistency.
Yeah.
There's none
No.
of anything.
Yeah,
But so
Guillermo
there's
got
consistency.
nothing but stick from us this year.
No, but there is consistency. They're just consistently shit. It is. That's the only thing they're consistent with.
It's like what we've been saying, right? It's like I'm okay if their level is a different level to my level. So when I mean that, the Kulusevski one today, I don't think it's a pen, right? That isn't a pen in my books. But if they're gonna call it, in January, in October, in September, just call it all the way through the season. Every single challenge is like that. Call it. But the problem is pundits don't help and ex-players don't help, because they start going on about how some decisions shouldn't be like that and some decisions should be like that. They call it out when it's a trip, going, oh, when it's contact, what's he meant to do? He's meant to stay on his feet. Do you know what I mean? And play on. You play to the whistle. But then when Kulis actually stays on his feet, Mikovic is just sitting there going, oh, you should have dived. What?
Yeah.
I think the problem is
the younger generation to dive.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to stamp that out, and then you're going, but to get the penalty, you should just go down.
Yeah.
And it's like,
to get the decision
you
your
know
way, just go on the
that's how
floor.
you're going to get it. You can't be telling the younger generation just do it. You're going. It needs to be stamped out at a younger age, not when they get to the Prem.
Yeah, and it shouldn't. And the best. We apparently have the best refs in the world. We just don't.
No.
We just don't.
Don't get me wrong. European refs don't seem any better, but like.
No, but they don't get shit.
Yeah, that is.
But there's the other half of that, where like Leverkusen's second leg don't take shit. Zoo went up to speak to him and he got a yellow just for trying to speak to him.
No, and I get that, but I feel sometimes the referee runs away from it.
Yeah. I think our refs are very
like Michael Oliver
very
today,
light-footed.
That penalty today for Declan Rice, I said this to you. He never calls penalties unless VAR tell him to call penalties. He doesn't do it. He tries to let the game breathe. It isn't letting the game breathe. You're ruining the game, is what you're doing.
Yeah. It's a pen every day of the week, mate. It's
the only thing I want to kind of touch on. Ben's actually already kind of brought it up, but I don't think he's right. English football, the Farmers League in Europe at the minute. I'll just quantify that if that's okay. You've got Arsenal going out in the Champions League in the quarterfinal. Well, you've got all the English teams actually going out in the quarterfinal, bar Aston Villa. But you've got the best team in Europe in City going out against a poor Real Madrid team. I think everyone can probably back that up. You've got Arsenal going out to a poor Bayern Munich team. You've got, all right, West Ham were playing a good Leverkusen team, but I think over the 2 legs were okay. Liverpool went out against a very poor Atlanta team, not as good as Liverpool. Doesn't matter the managers. I think we and Gav are watching the Forest game. You look at it; they don't even want to play football against City now. They're scared to. Yeah. In Spain and Germany and France, you get all of these teams who know they aren't as good as PSG, or they know they aren't as good as Barcelona, Real Madrid, and they play football. Why can't our league do that? Is it getting boring? / Farmers League.
Yes.
Yeah. People. I think now is you nailed it. Forest. Yeah, they're not as good a team as City. It's a no-brainer. But yeah, you get teams like Inter play Udinese. There's a total gap in class between the two. Udinese will still play attacking football, but our lot at the moment just seem to. That Chelsea City game, when we watched that, it was the most boring football I've ever seen, because the game was just choked out. No one wanted to do anything, and
what I'm
kind
more
of agree
meaning,
with
you know when you watch like us against Arsenal, lost 6-0, didn't even try and play that day. You got Forest today against City, didn't even try. You get these teams that go up against one of the top 4, and then just don't bother. And it just,
you know what? The one team that you can't say that about is Luton.
Okay.
This season,
Yeah.
Luton seemed to. You know what? I'm not saying that Luton should be relegated and shouldn't be in the Prem, but it's like they know this is their chance. They're in the Prem. We're not just going to sit back and lie down and roll over for anybody. We'll try and make it hard. You saw it against us when we went to their ground and we had to win it in stoppage time. Like, they play the same throughout. It doesn't matter who they play. Yeah, if you do the same against City, they're going to get 3-4 past you, but they don't mind as long as they're playing good football.
I think the thing is there though is City know now that unless it is the Arsenal, the United, the Chelsea. Well, I say that actually, but most teams they can expect to just have like 80% of the ball because no team wants to come out and have a pop at them.
I genuinely think when you look at I'm going to select some games just that come to mind. Bayern versus Arsenal outsmarted them in my opinion. Weren't particularly the better team. Outsmarted them and played them at their own game. Everton Liverpool midweek. Everton had a go at Liverpool, and they made Liverpool uncomfortable. And not enough teams this season make teams look uncomfortable. You watched the Arsenal West Ham game. We just sat back and looked at the ball and go, break us down then. No, go out and press them. I know they're better players. They are better players. But physicality and effort, it's probably 9/10 of the game, isn't it?
Yeah. You need to
the thing
come
with
that
is with West Ham, we've played you 3 times this year, and you've beaten us twice, and you didn't just beat us. You've played the way that you wanted to play, and you've got the victory. You got the result you wanted. Why did you not do that the third game? Because it wasn't like you set out to do the same. You set out completely different.
Yeah,
and I know Arsenal had players in that they didn't have before, but even with that, you set up completely differently.
Yeah, we were scared to get a result. I think probably the game you want to pick out the 3. If you want to pick an Arsenal West Ham game, the game you want to pick out the 3 is the League Cup one, because the League Cup one we went for years. The League one in December we kind of sat back and played you on the counter and probably nicked a win that day if anything. But that League Cup one we deserved that win. I don't think you deserved the goal. I thought we played really well. But that's what I'm saying. Why doesn't every team do that? I don't. Maybe I'm just naive, but when you look at France or Italy or Spain or Germany, every team plays the way they play. They don't change because they're playing better opposition. They try and because I think they just look at it and go, "I'm going to get at you. I'm not going to give you a second to pass. I'm not going to give you a third touch." You look at Forest today. Sometimes they had a go at times, but like Rodri, I think at one point I counted 6 touches for he passed the ball. What is going on? How is anyone allowed in your half?
No CDM should have that much time on the ball.
No. I agree with you. I think the league has fallen off a bit. I don't think it's City's fault. I think it's more. I think in the other leagues, they're just like you said, they're willing to come out and have a go, whereas our lot seem to just panic as soon as it gets towards the.
It's the Guardiola way of playing, though, isn't it? It's the Guardiola and Arteta way of playing. Completely take out any of the chances and just control and possession.
The thing is, right, sorry, Ben, go on.
City used to be interesting to watch, and it's only been the last maybe 2 years. Their football's not been the spectacular, amazing stuff that it was before. Nah, it's just, and do you know what? It's I actually find them boring to watch now because they just suffocate games. Yeah. It's not really football. Like like fair enough, it gets you results, but it's proven they can't get past Madrid.
No.
Like these tactics that you're using in our league, see, it works in our league, but as soon as you try and apply it into Europe, you're getting found out. And I don't know. I do think our league's dropped off.
I think it is not City's fault necessarily, but if you look at not back in the day, because that makes me sound old as fuck. I'm only 23, but you look at La Liga. It was always Real Madrid. Oh, well, I'll have to drop it in at some point. It looks like I've not slept in about fucking 5 years, but anyway. If you look at La Liga, it was always Real Madrid and Barca challenging for the La Liga. Ligue 1 was PSG. For years, no one was really touching them. Serie A, Inter, AC Milan. It was mostly always battling between them two. And you know what? If you look over the past decade, Liverpool and City,
Yeah.
they're like that. But you're right, when you look at the other leagues, you could have let's go with Genoa, you could have them beating Inter 1-0.
Yeah, because they've got
You
them,
could have that. In the Premier League, me and Jay, we all watched the Nottingham Forest City game. The amount of chances Forest had to go take the lead was astonishing, and it was like they were surprised they were getting the chances rather than thinking they should get the chances.
I would.
And Chris Wood, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. It was shit, shocking. But if you look at the other leagues, they're more up for it. It's like a big occasion to go to the San Siro, beat AC Milan, beat Inter Milan, go to the Nou Camp, beat Barca. You go to the Etihad, and I'll hold my hands up. Arsenal, we didn't play football. We played politics. It's just that's how that is, and
I try and turn it around.
We're meant to be the best league in the world.
I think
everyone's meant to look at it, and it's just no one wants to watch the shit anymore.
I think what Ben's saying is right in a sense that City used to play so good football, and then what I think happened was the other teams went, "You got to play really good football, right? We're going to sit back then." And then, but the problem is, Pep was losing these games. If you look at Antonio Conte's record against Pep, it's unreal. But the reason why is because Pep will always try and play forward. His mentality is to play forward. Why would you play forward against it? We watched the Nottingham Forest game today. They were 2-0 down, Ben, in the 82nd minute, and they're sitting off them. Forest is sitting off City. What? You're 2 goals down.
People seem to be like.
So
remember,
sorry,
Slavan.
So what? Sorry, what I was trying to get there. Do you blame Pep for being more pragmatic in a sense? Because if you're just going to lose stupid games due to the other person not really wanting to play football and hit you on the counter, and we do it all the time where we beat teams. We beat Arsenal this year in December that we shouldn't have beat really when you look at the possession and things like that. And then people turn around and go, "Oh well, we only scored. The only stat that matters is the score." Well, does it though?
No, I don't. The whole reason people started getting sick of Conte and Mourinho was all this part the bus crap. It's part of the reason I'm sick of Moyes is I don't want to go and watch 90 minutes of the opposite team just kick the ball up and down the pitch while our guys are standing there with their hands in their shorts. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think Pep can just be blamed himself because I don't really blame him. Like you said, if someone steals a 1-0 because they've sat with 11 men behind the ball off you, you're one of the best teams in the world at the moment.
It's a reaction, is what I'm saying, I guess. As I think how Arteta and Pep play is a total reaction to the rest of the league going, I'm not going to play football against you because I don't want to.
But then, for me, I like the fact that Liverpool under Klopp don't sit back. They're just like, oh, you're coming out and you're going to play attacking. Well, we're going to attack you. And I think.
Look at Arsenal last year.
Should go for that.
Look at Arsenal last year. Just another thought at that. Look at Arsenal last year. How many points did they end up with? 87 or something. And they played some of the best football you've seen Arsenal play in maybe 20 years.
Yeah.
And they got nothing for it. They won nothing. So what did they do? They spent 100 million on a central midfielder going, you know what? If we aren't gonna win the league by playing this amazing blazing football going forward, we'll be able to break down then. And I'll tell you what, when we want to, we'll go to the 80 and we'll get a draw. And we will, easily. Comfortably.
You know what though? I feel like it's more about. It's not about putting on a performance anymore.
No.
It's about getting
the result.
It's about getting the result, and I completely get you want points on the board, you want that. But as a fan, you want to go to the Etihad, you want to go to the Emirates, you want to go to the London Stadium, you want to enjoy it. You don't want to be sitting there going, fuck me, this is dire. I've just wasted a Saturday watching this shit. Like, I back in the day with City, David Silva, Aguero, younger De Bruyne, company, they were performance players.
Mhm.
They were up for it for every game. Didn't matter if they were going up and down the country.
Yeah.
Didn't matter what. The stadium could be a capacity of the 30,000. They would still put a performance out. I feel now it's not about the performance. We don't care how we play as long as we get the result. It's like
Is it managers?
I'm not
Gav?
going to sit and watch that.
Is it managers? Is it managers going, you know what? If I'm only going to get sacked, if I don't get points, I'm just going to play anti-football, stop them from scoring and nick one on the counter, and guess what? That will save my job, and I'll be in pay management for longer.
It might be part of
It's
the
up to the
narrative set by
manager.
the clubs, yeah.
It's completely up to the manager and coach. Because as an Arsenal fan, I've watched every single game this season, and I can tell you the games where there's no politics involved. We win the game 5-0, 6-0. We literally cut throat football. We're 4-0 up, 80th minute. We'll get another 2. We'll do this. It's the games where I think we done it against Newcastle, done it against Jews. We went in front. We didn't do it against West Ham, but we go in front. We then sit back and invite the pressure on. Why the fuck are we doing that? If you're getting all these chances, score it. Like take them, play good football. But I feel it's more politics in football rather than let's go out and actually win.
Like, you know, the best games this season. If you go off the home and away fixture, have probably been Man United, Liverpool.
Yeah, because they do come out. Don't get me wrong, United lose some silly games, but they've ground out some results this year because they're just willing to step onto the front foot. They don't want to sit about and fair enough. Especially during our childhood, United were a fucking mare to watch because they just turn around and annihilate teams. But I genuinely agree. I enjoy how much I used to enjoy watching City. Now I just prefer watching Liverpool. If I had to watch either of the two, I'd rather watch Liverpool.
You know that Arsenal City game. You know, either one of them. Would you rather watch? Genuinely, just a question. Would you rather watch a bang average Championship team clash?
Yeah, because at least they go for it.
And by the way, that's an Arsenal fan saying yes. Like, that's mad.
I love watching my team. I 100% do. Does some of the performances get under my skin? Absolutely. But if you're going to offer me a boring 0-0 compared to what Ipswich v Leeds, and you're going to have 5 goals, 2 red cards, a fucking manager scuffle. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to fucking watch that. It's entertaining.
I think the entertainment factor's left football at the moment. Or maybe
it's not left football. It's left the Premier League.
That's what I mean. Yeah, sorry.
It's left the Big Six. I
think it's more than the Big Six, Gav. I think it's genuinely more than the Big Six. I think it's the whole league. It's rotten, mate, at the minute.
I think when you look at it, though, the Big Six are the ones that you can pinpoint it.
Yeah.
More accurately.
Well, I genuinely, I don't mean to dig into Spurs, but they were the first anti-football team. Chelsea were actually in the 05, 06s. But Spurs have kind of brought it on in the modern era. How to beat Pep, and how to beat Pep is to sit back and try and beat him on the counter.
You know what this league needs now? It needs a Leicester. It needs a team that, you know what? I don't think it'll ever happen, but Wolves play decent football. They know how to defend. They know how to attack.
Get our new manager and win the league.
Leicester did. No, but you know what I mean? Leicester back in 2015-16.
Yeah.
It was something new. For me, it gets boring watching City win it every fucking year. Yes, you might be good, but I find it fucking boring.
I don't mind City winning it every year. I want to see good football. So when I flick a Sunday on and it's Everton Forest, can it be a good game at least, rather than two teams scratching for a draw? It's just, what is the point?
It's too it's not about the fan anymore. It's not about you watching the game and enjoying it. Now, I think Gav's right. It's basically the manager's going, well, I've got a goal, so I'm just going to sit with 11 men behind the ball because then I've got my 3 points and that's it. And I think, like, I agree that, yeah, Spurs were the ones that do it, show how to do it
They've done it
against
the
Pep.
best
But
against
I think,
Guardiola. I don't think anyone's done
yeah,
it good since, to be honest with you.
but I
I
think we've got a couple more teams now, though, that seem to be coming out. Palace seem to be, like, compared to what they used to
Yeah,
play,
but he plays
they're
football, that manager. He will play
yeah,
football.
amazing. I like the way Spurs play. Do they sometimes get beat when they shouldn't? Yeah, but it's actual football. It's none of this suffocate crap. So yeah, I agree, Gav. I think it's just because they've become too focused on actually just getting a result, and they don't actually care about the fans that have turned up, and you're watching just a 20 men just stand there doing nothing. Like it's no.
there's another part to it though. Is I feel some managers it's not about Arsenal v City, and I say this. But this would be the reason we would lose to City or not pick up points. Is if Arteta went to the Etihad and didn't play Arsenal v City, he played Pep. I feel it's so much like you're playing your
Yeah.
opposition manager
Hmm.
and their tactics rather than what you're seeing on the
And your own
field.
way. Yeah, look at Klopp. Klopp plays his own way. He will not change for anyone. He plays it. All right, he's only won one Premier in 6 years, 7 years, and some people go that's unsuccessful. If you don't put Klopp in that contention in the same as Alex Ferguson and Wenger, you're having a bear, mate. He's come in. He's
Yeah.
played his way of playing football. He's never changed, and he's shown it works. Rather than playing this dross pass. And by the way, we do it. So I can call it shit. And then you've got the other side of it where there's possession based pish, where you're knocking it around the back, around the centre backs. Well, you saw England do it against Scotland.
Yeah.
We were doing it for about 5 minutes. We couldn't get out, but we didn't want to go long. And it's like, why? It's
You
yeah,
think? I think we're branching into a whole different kind of discussion here now. The last thing I'll kind of say on it is you're right. When some managers in this league have a plan A, and they only have a plan A, and that's what they stick to. And unfortunately, Arteta is one of those. He can't switch it up, and you saw it with Brighton v City in midweek. They're playing off the back. They're not doing it effortlessly. They're forcing it, and then as soon as they got pressed, 1-0.
Yeah.
Buy
Yeah.
it, and he kept doing it.
yeah.
I understand that might be the way you want to play, but change it slightly.
He's not on. It's not on.
Alternate it.
Yeah.
Just alternate it. Just if you want to kick it forward, kick it forward. Kick it in space. Like, you know what I mean? If the way I always kind of was portrayed it is that like 6 yard box, like the box in general, you need to protect that because if you lose the ball in there, 8 times out of 10 you're going to concede.
Yeah.
If you can kick that ball so far away for the danger zone, so to speak, you're not going to concede. And I feel most managers nowadays just sort of go, this is my style, I'm going to stick to it, and I get it, but if it's not working, it's not fucking working. You need a plan B, and I feel like that's what's missing for this league as well. Like when sometimes City will go in 3, 4, 5, 6-0 the fucking game. Next week they'll 1-0 it and it'll be shit. They can alternate it, but I feel the likes of Brentford and Bournemouth, they have one way of playing, and that's what makes it sort of boring necessarily. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's a farmers' league now. I just think it's not as interesting as what it used to be.
No, I don't think I would. I think I'm just past. I think I'm past the crap football. The crap football's doing me in.
It might just be. It might just
and
be in the season blues. Happens every year, doesn't it? But
Mine's isn't blue just yet,
of course.
and I'm hoping it doesn't fucking stay blue.
Right.
But it's what it is.
We've heard it. Arsenal's just said. Gavin's just said Arsenal's in the league. You heard it here first. We'll be here. We'll be here next week, obviously. Please please subscribe because it makes Gavin smile. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.
Cheers, guys.